This week on Convincing Idiots, episode number 134, we give you some proper adult conversation without the young millennials present.
You are glad you've come to the right place this week because we are talking about John Wick. We are talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. We are talking about action heroes.
And of course, Adam Sandler.
Absolutely. Question of the week.
So now, stay with us and let's start the show. All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got to hold poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
And welcome to the podcast, welcome to the vodcast, welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean. They call me the Zennial.
Brian Gen X.
Is that crickets? I hear crickets because there is no Nicholas tonight. He is on assignment. He's getting his taint waxed. Normally we like to, joke around. Maybe we make reference to what he's doing, but no, he wanted me to let everybody know he's getting his taint waxed.
Yep.
And there's a lot of hair, so it's going to take him a while.
All evening project.
All evening project. So it is just Brian and I here tonight.
Yep. And then the Dean head in person here.
That's right.
Yes. I think we've ever shot an episode like this before. I think every time we've been together, it's been a live episode.
I believe so.
Maybe our first one. And we did the first one like this.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
It was like the multi-part series that before we got editing.
That's right. Yeah, we've either been on the streaming service or we've been in a live event.
Right.
Either on Facebook Live or at a location.
Right. So we can say anything we want right now and it'll get edited.
That's right.
All
That's right. So yeah, this is good.
I can't wait to fuck my own head now.
There you go.
See, that could be edited out. I hope it doesn't, but
It could be segment 3 or 4 or 5 tonight. You never know.
That's right.
Yeah,
Look forward to it. You got to watch all of them.
That's right. So go ahead.
I was actually going to ask you if you could fill in for Nick and tell us where people can find us.
Yes. I always forget to do that when Nick's not here. So you might be listening to us on demand. We could be found on all major podcast platforms. Just pull up the Convincing Idiots podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, etc. Give us a follow or subscribe. And as we publish new episodes weekly, they'll pop into your podcast feed free of charge. You might be watching us on our YouTube channel at Convincing Idiots. Full segments there, clips, full episodes, all kinds of good stuff on there. And you might be watching us as well on the Boss Code Media TV network. That application can be found on your smart television or your portable device. Just pull up the Boss Code Media app, give it a download and subscribe, and we're on there with other creative content, including our brother podcast that came from Gen X that I'm on with Keith and Skinner. All show information can be found in 2 main places. Our Linktree page is simply Google Linktree Convincing Idiots. It's simply a page with links to our social media where you can listen to us, all that good stuff. And if you go to one place, go to our website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. All show information is there, video links, episode links, bios, promos, and on both our Linktree and website, link to our merch store, podcast merch store. A lot of fun things there with a logo or pictures, all kinds of goofy stuff. So go check
Fun
that
is subjective.
out. Exactly right. If you do anything at all, follow, share, subscribe, tell a friend, rate, review, all that good stuff. That helps us grow, helps others find us.
If you're going to do anything at all, I mean, really find Jesus. Because I know all you motherfuckers listening to. If you're enjoying this, you need Jesus.
Yes, absolutely. Don't let the cross fool you. But yeah, we appreciate your support out there. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So, last week, where there was the three of us, and I may have misunderstood what fucking recorded podcasts and live podcasts are, but the week did pass, and we had St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Ryan and I spent it with each other. I guess we're kind of adjusting the how we go about this, but I'll let you go first, but because I know we spent it together, we can actually kind of do the St. Patrick's Day together.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. So 2 years in a row, we went out to Medina, Ohio. Here we're in Northeast Ohio. If you listen to us, you know that. If not, now you know.
Right.
Medina is a nice area, about 30 minutes or so from here.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, where your lovely girlfriend Megan grew up. Just a nice, quaint town, nice area, nice bars. They have a nice square area there. So, yeah, we hit a few places.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, a great time.
I was a Care Bear.
Yes.
I had a Care Bear onesie. You could probably go. Now you can go on our,
now we did
our
publish
Facebook.
That. Yeah, we did do that.
And see me dressed as a Care Bear. I did a Care Bear onesie. I was quite dashing, if you ask me. But
you definitely had a lot of compliments throughout the day. That's for sure.
I had some old lady randomly take a picture with me. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Yeah, she turns around. She's like, "Oh, honey." I was like, "Oh, thank you." I thought she'd just come on. She goes, "No, can I get a picture?" I'm like, "All right." I'm posing with her. All right, whatever.
Why not? Yeah. And then
she whispered in my ear, "Love the podcast."
Yeah. There you go.
You know. And I'm like, "Oh, she didn't want the picture with the Care Bear. She wanted it with the global icon."
That's right. That's Zennial Dean. He also happens to be wearing a Care Bear Lucky Bear onesie.
Lucky for her.
That's right. Yeah, it was a great day. And then Saturday, spent a nice evening at home with Allie. Just a nice quiet dinner and movie and a nice time. And then we got together again on Sunday. Went to Wadsworth.
We did. That's
Brewing.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Hung out there again. Then went out to dinner afterwards. So, yeah, nice weekend. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was very nice.
So really, you only have Saturday that I didn't see you. So,
right. So, well, Saturday, my girlfriend's daughter is turning 8 years old. So they had a birthday party for her at the Works in Cuyahoga Falls. It's like it's an old theater that's revamped into. It's got a bunch of video games. There's still a stage that they do bands on. I think you said you've seen bands there.
Yeah, good venue for that.
Duck pin bowling. Yeah, a lot of video games, the claw games, and then you get the. Excuse me. You can get the tickets, and then you get the little prizes and whatnot. No, kids had a lot of fun. Everybody got along. There's a lot of fun. A lot of cake being had and whatnot. But
very good.
No. It was all very nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah, they put a ton of work in that renovation there.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I remember walking by there for years, just seeing and I thought, man, it'd be nice if somebody would do something with us. And whoever invested in that, man, did a wonderful job. So
I have that thought everywhere I fucking walk in Barberton.
That they should do something with that building or something.
Like downtown. It's like this place could be like a what it looks like in maybe Medina or Wadsworth.
Sure.
If you just put money into it. It's just a shame seeing all those old buildings, really cool buildings, just kind of either sit vacant or they have it's pretty much a enclosed garage sale.
Right.
There's like 50 of them.
It's
pointless. So yeah, that was my Saturday, and let's see. I got notes here. If I'm breaking the fourth wall here, That's all I did.
Okay.
Besides watch some fun shows.
Yes. So why don't we get into that? So we get into some idiot reviews.
That's called a segue.
That's right. So what have you seen over the past weeks, sir, that you want to recommend to our listeners and viewers?
All right, let's start with Ted Lasso, episode 2. It is just as good as it has been the other 2 seasons. If you still haven't watched it,
I don't have Apple TV. I mean,
Okay.
I can get it for free for a trial, but I haven't checked into it.
do it and binge watch
Yeah.
Ted Lasso. This is the last season, so to speak.
Okay.
They said that could come back as like a different incarnation, like maybe a different team, or maybe he goes and does a different sport. But yeah, it's so good. Brett Goldstein in it is just there's a reason he's won all those Emmys. Mm-hmm. He's fantastic.
They were just at the White House. I saw that the cast.
Yes, well, in the show there's a guy called Trent Crimm. He's a sports reporter in England, so he's real stuffy and stuff. And so in the show he'll call on him in the press conference and Trent Crimm, entertainment. You know what I mean? And he'll, and at the White House briefing or press conference or whatever, what's his name? Ted Lasso.
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, you know what? It's not scheduled for us to take any questions, but I'd be remiss if I didn't take one. He goes, you down there. And the guy who plays Trent Crimm stood up and played the character. He goes, Trent Crimm. And he asked him like a sports question or whatever. It was really funny. All right, so after that, I have, again, Apple TV, Shrinking.
Oh, yeah.
It is Harrison Ford,
Jason Segel, right?
Jason Segel, Kristen Miller. Bill Lawrence is the writer-producer. He's done Scrubs. He does Ted Lasso, Cougar Town. I mean, the guy's just funny as shit. And this show has heart just like the rest of them. It's really funny. There is nothing that Harrison Ford doesn't say that isn't fucking gold. Like, he's a comedic genius. Who knew? Like, he is brilliant. Yes, the writing helps, but like, he's so good with his fucking delivery. You need to watch that.
Okay.
If you're a Harrison Ford fan, you have to watch Shrinking on Apple TV. All right. Mandalorian. Continuing on that. I haven't got to see this week's.
I haven't either.
God damn it. There's this one thing I try not to do is I try not to go through like social media. If I see a picture of anything between when it aired and when I can able to watch it, because I promised my son that I would watch it with him. So when he comes, when he's not with his mom, he's got to come here. So I have till Friday. But I scrolled through and it showed a picture of somebody. I'm not going to spoil it for you like it did for me.
Oh, on the Avatar to advertise the show? Okay.
No, not even advertise. It was on Twitter, and somebody posted the screenshot and a quick blurb about it, and I read just enough to. I think I know what it was.
Okay.
And it's very cool. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Now they did reintroduce. If you're watching The Mandalorian, you know this by now. So it's sort of a minor spoiler, nothing bad here. But they reintroduced R5D4. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
The red droid that, if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll recognize him as the droid that blew up.
He blew himself up.
That's what they say.
It's canon. It's in the book.
Okay.
George Lucas approved the book, and if you haven't read it, I'll recommend that. It is from a certain point of view. There's 3 of them. Each book follows each movie of the trilogy, of the original trilogy, and it gives background stories to these background characters that you would never even think of that would have a background story. But they do touch the original movie. It's very well written.
Okay.
If you're like me and it's kind of fucking dumb, get the audiobook. It was fantastic because they have people do the different voices. They have different celebrities read each story because each chapter is like a little story.
Okay.
And like there was one that I couldn't imagine reading it. That's all I'll say, but it's the way it's written, it would be very difficult to read. But listening to it, it was a little easier. You understood what was going on. But yeah, from a certain point of view, fantastic book. If you're a dummy like me, if you're an idiot, go ahead and get the audiobook. Fantastic.
So they talk about R5D4 blowing himself up so they would take R2D2.
Correct. He
was force sensitive or something.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But cool. Yeah. So it's a great series so far.
Absolutely.
It's good to see those old characters.
They introduced the Mudhorn. Is that the name of the crest, the Mandalorian crest?
I always thought it's this thing. Actually, it's on my shirt.
Yes. Something horn.
I always thought it was a bantha skull.
Sure.
Is what I thought for a long time, but now they're making it into
a mythical
something else, which
right.
is perfectly fine. But yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, very, 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 very good series so far.
Let's see, Mandalorian.
Or season, I should say. Not series and season, that is. Yeah.
I will always recommend Quantum Leap. We have 2 episodes left of the season.
Okay.
It's been renewed for a second season. It is brilliant, in my opinion. It's different than the first one, but if you like, I think that's the beauty of it. Is if you've never seen the original, you could still watch this and get into it.
Okay.
And it's still cool.
Okay.
I like time travel, so I like those stories.
Okay. Very good.
I think that's about everything I have. Yeah.
All right. I watched 3 movies since the last week. Tonight actually, I started to watch, and I'll need to go back and finish it. But Agent Elvis dropped on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. It's an animated series. It is Elvis Presley as a secret agent. Matthew McConaughey does the voice of Elvis. Priscilla Presley is a producer of this, and she's voices, I think, her own
that is awesome.
likeness. Yeah. And it's this young Elvis making like this 1968, Christmas special, and it's just funny. So weird, bizarre humor. I saw about
half hour.
About a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw about half the first episode tonight, so I'll go back and watch that. But initial good impression of that. And then over the weekend, the movie Allie and I watched on Saturday was The Whale. So Brendan Fraser's Academy Award Best Actor winning performance.
Which, don't be confused if you're watching this on YouTube with the full body shot of me. Don't get that confused with that movie with this episode on YouTube. Because,
Yeah, so if you're at all familiar with the story, it's Brendan Fraser is a very large man, kind of stuck in his apartment. He's kind of eating himself to a dangerous weight. He has a friend who's a nurse that's helping take care of him. Clearly, he's been sort of separated from his daughter. He's trying to work that relationship out and stuff. So, this again, very, very powerful. I think it also won for best makeup and costume. I think. Or at least special, something like that. Also won for his him making him look larger and everything like that. So, man, I mean, certainly it's the performance of his acting career.
Deservedly of
the Oscar for sure.
Okay.
So, it's not a feel good story. It's it's about a person with self destructive behavior, and
I wouldn't know what that's like.
No, it hit a lot of chords with me for various reasons here, but it's definitely worth a watch. It's rentable on Amazon and others for like $5-6. So definitely well worth it. I also rented Triangle of Sadness. So this is like I heard of the movie, didn't know what it was about basically, and when I learned the Triangle of Sadness, it's a modeling term. It's your furrow here, so that's your Triangle of Sadness here. So you have to watch how you're furrowing when you're modeling.
Well, you
and
got
that
the glasses
type of thing.
on so you can't see.
Yeah. So it's a male model and his male girlfriend. They start out in the movie having troubles that you might imagine two models having with money. Anyway, they go on a luxury cruise. Woody Harrelson has a bit part in this as the captain of the cruise ship, which is kind of funny. And then
This is a comedy?
It's a very dark comedy.
Okay.
Things go awry, and I'll just leave it there. So it was definitely a thought-provoking with for sure. Okay. So just, where people are in one setting, the pecking order and, with people with money, and then you have people working on the ship and all that. and how quickly things can change if situations were a little bit differently and money and things don't matter at the moment. So it's very interesting. Also, just a few bucks to rent on streaming, so check that out, Triangle of Sadness. And I watched for the very first time, trying to work through some movies that I've never seen. It's
That's
like,
good.
movies that you should watch, list, that type of deal. Slapshot, that hockey movie with Paul Newman in the late 70s is one of those movies. It's like every movie, list of movies every guy should see and so forth. It's a minor...
And you thought it was brilliant?
No. So it's like if you're a huge hockey fan like Nick, I can understand the different affection for something like this, but... it was definitely a product of its time. It's the Hanson brothers were kind of funny and interesting characters, but it's just
questionable dialogue.
Questionable dialogue. It does not hold up well at all to today. Paul Newman was fine. It's not his fault, but again, it's a movie from the 70s. I'm just going to talk about it for a second here. So. It all the way up to it's a minor league hockey team. They realize they're being disbanded. They make it all the way to the championship. And you think, okay, we're going to have a hockey game to watch the championship. It's going to be a whole dramatic finish. Nope. Both teams are fighting. And one of the players goes out there and skates around the rink, does a strip tease, distracts everybody. They forfeit the game. The other team forfeits the. That's it. That's how they win.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, it's not the best.
What's happening here? So, I watched it. I can say I watched it. That's it. It will not be a repeat viewing. So, sorry if I spoiled Slapshot for you, but again, I
didn't even put up spoiler alert.
No. If you haven't watched it, you're probably not going to watch it. So that's that. So that's what I have seen.
Okay.
Oh, I did watch one more thing. I apologize. Mm-hmm. I did watch the first episode of History of the World Part 2 on Hulu.
It's not bad, right?
It was,
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's one like you have nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
It's funny enough.
I like Mel Brooks.
Yep.
I did like the first movie when I was a kid. Even that doesn't hold up the greatest.
Sure.
But there's still some funny scenes. But I do like the fact that it's multiple skits. They're all just like 3 minutes long, something like that. It's all very quick.
Not all of them.
So if it's not going well for you, you get a new one quickly. So, I love Mel Brooks. If you're a Mel Brooks fan, watch it.
Absolutely.
So that's that. That's what I see. That's it.
I have a beef.
Sure.
That I want to bring up. I went to the gym the other day. Mm-hmm. Why don't they have the old 1970s banana boat seat for the exercise bikes?
They should. They should have a variety.
They are literally a pain in the ass. Like these new ones. Like they have little balls right where your ass cheeks are, and they're numb, and you have to sit up, and
I don't like the bikes.
It's uncomfortable.
I have one at home. I'm fine with that one, but the bikes in the gym, I don't particularly care.
I need to get one and put the banana seat on there.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Just like
a kid. It's like when you were a kid. Absolutely.
I did have a banana. Actually, that was the first thing I got to tinker with was I went and got a new seat and like replaced it on my own. It was a huge accomplishment. Then I got into taking off the wheels and putting. I took this thing apart multiple times just to see that I could. Mm-hmm. I could, and I made improvements of it, or what a poor kid could do for improvements, right? I'm not adding fucking nitrous on this shit, but it was all right.
You put the playing card. Was that something that you did as a kid? This playing card and the spokes to make it the motorcycle sound and all that stuff. Yeah.
Actually, all the other kids in the neighborhood requested that I did that, so they knew I was coming, so they could leave.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. Kids are mean. That's right.
Do you want to put a banana bicycle seat on your exercise bike? We want to know.
Or do you just want to put a banana on your seat and sit on that?
Do that. If you do either one of those, contact us.
Let us know.
Social media, email, convincingidiots@gmail.com, our Facebook page at Convincing Idiots.
And if you've done any of the banana stuff, send Brian pictures.
Sure.
He'd love to see them.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll share them on the Patreon account or something like that.
Even if people are sitting on the bananas?
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I would put them in my personal folder.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
You know.
We'll take a look. All right, so we're going to think about all that, and we're going to come and more. We're going to come back with our second segment. We're going to get into pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot segment this week. Adam Sandler won an award, and we're going to talk about that.
So we'll be back. Gives you time to think about what you've done. I'm going to bring you back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to Convincing Idiots.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We don't get to do this live that often, so it feels good to be here in person. Especially during breaks when we cuddle. It's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, as Nick wasn't available tonight, as we said in the first segment, so Dean suggested let's just get together and shoot, and haven't done this type of format, and I don't think ever.
Yeah, every time
like we said,
every time we've been together, it's been live at Ignite or on Facebook Live
or something like that. Yeah, so that's good.
I like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Some pop culture headlines here that we'll get into our Ask an Idiot segment here. First of all, we did have a unfortunate death in the world of pop culture. Actor Lance Reddick passed away recently, age 60. You might remember him from The Wire. He's also a ongoing character in the John Wick movies. I know you haven't seen those movies.
I have not.
He's also in The Siege in 1998, and he was on television's West Wing in the late 90s and into the early 2000s. So
he was on one of my favorite shows, probably early 2000s, Fringe.
Okay.
It had him, Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
It had, oh boy, what was her name? It was in The Last of Us. His girlfriend who, spoiler alert, in like the third episode, the house blew up.
Okay.
She was the main character.
Okay.
And he was, Riddick was the boss. I always liked him as an actor.
Yeah, just a cool actor. That in the John Wick movies, there's like a hotel basically where assassins can go stay.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to kill. It's a whole rules thing and this and that and the other. So he runs like the front desk. Just a very cool.
I'm definitely going to go see
character.
those movies.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch for sure. Okay, so rest in peace. The chat AI search engines are continuing to gain more popularity. So we talked about Microsoft Bing partnering with ChatGPT recently to have, and that's the one that's made a lot of stories we talked about even on a couple podcast episodes ago, where people were chatting with this thing and it got really weird into some other personalities and all that, and they had to reel it in and everything.
I think it even got racist at one point. They said
it was just getting really weird. But now Google has rolled their version out over the
rolled it out. Rolled it out.
Okay. So
it's
out there now. It's called Bard, B-A-R-D. I've not played around with these yet, so it's something we'll have to goof around with and kind of report back on here.
What is it? What's the benefit rather than just Googling something?
The benefit is it gets you into some conversation, and it can give you some facts and or recommendations, like chatting versus you kind of researching a little bit. Like you can ask it questions like, I'm thinking of cooking an omelet, or what might I put in, whatever, and it can kind of give you a conversational type answer, and you can ask it different questions. So
It's going to suck. It's like every answer, like even when you're asking about omelets, is going to be racist.
It could be. I don't know. But Google also had to put some guardrails on there.
Sure.
So you can't. You can only go so far.
It's bad enough they're going to kill us all and take over the world, but they're going to be racist first?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So we mentioned this story previously, but I'll mention it again here. So they unveiled Bard last month in a demo, and it gave an inaccurate response to a question about a telescope.
Sure.
It was something about it. It was the first telescope. He took the first pictures of a planet outside. It was something like that. Shares of Google's parent company, Alphabet, fell 7.7% that day.
Yeah.
And it wiped $100 billion off its market value for
awesome.
one response.
That's awesome.
That
don't unveil it. You better have that thing sealed tight before you unveil it to the public. You know what I mean? And for it to do it in the demo, come on.
Yeah,
you deserved it.
It was bad.
You messed it up.
So they try to keep reminding you that it's not perfect.
Well,
so that's
but
the
it
thing
should
too.
be during the fucking demo.
I agree with that. Make sure you know what questions are you asking this fucking thing. Because can you imagine 100 billion?
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's all, as we mentioned in the prior story as well. So this is where companies like Bing, if you just get a small sliver of the advertising dollars away from Google, it is huge money.
Like we could take that 1.7 million, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, we don't need much, like we said before.
Just sliver.
Yeah.
Small
0.5%. It's plenty.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, 100 billion. So again, it's out there.
I wouldn't even mind if like Tom Google gave me like $20 out of his wallet.
Sure.
I'd be okay with that
Absolutely.
at this point.
Tom's a regular listener, I think.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. So if you've used these out there, we're interested to hear what you have to say, but we'll definitely go back and take a look. And so this past Tuesday, you can join a wait list, is what it is. You can join a wait list to gain access to it. They're just now rolling it out.
Okay.
So it can help users outline and write essay drafts, plan a friend's baby shower, get lunch ideas based on what's in your fridge, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Quick off the topic question.
Sure.
Since we're here live, let's do it. Did you have your ears pierced at one time?
I did.
Okay. Both?
I did have both.
All right.
Yeah. This one you can still see the hole.
I see the hole. So I don't. You know what?
This one's grown over since.
You know what? Come to think of it, I think I do kind of remember you with earrings when we first met.
Yeah, quite a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had two in each ear, and you can probably. I still feel them. I don't know if you can see them, but.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I just looked over and noticed. I'm like, at the moment, I didn't really remember you had earrings.
I did the '80s thing. So in '87, I was. My dad said you cannot get your ear pierced. It was just the thing to get one ear pierced at the time.
Sure.
This is the late '80s.
Sure.
And he said you can wait till you're 18. And my 18th birthday, I think it was probably on my birthday.
Yeah.
I went up to the mall, got a little stud, and he said, "You know what?"
And then he became a little stud.
That's right. He said, "Doesn't look that bad." I was like, He said, as long as you don't wear I wasn't allowed to wear the quote unquote dangly.
Dangly,
ones.
Sure.
I did have a little cross for a minute.
He made sure you had the correct ear.
That's right. It was the left ear at the time. That's right.
80s were a different time. People were,
Yeah.
Don't blame us.
That's right. I got that little cross dangly, not unlike the Breakfast Club
Bender.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
and then for a while I had both pierced when I was in my 30s for a little while.
I had two in each ear.
Mm-hmm.
One up here in the top.
Mm-hmm.
On this side. One up here at the top. I had my labret done, and then my bottom lip, a spike coming out through it. I had my eyebrow done, and I had both nipples done. Yeah, I was what you'd call a human pincushion.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you got done with, you just poke me and put it in there. You had them all. Yeah.
Hmm.
I definitely was that guy.
What was the appeal?
The look.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the nipples were functional.
Okay.
They made your nipplage area sensitive.
Okay.
So if if somebody would put their said mouth upon the nipplage, it would almost be like a trigger. I mean, not. All right, let me rephrase that. It wouldn't be like if we're just sitting here chatting and somebody goes to licks my nipple and I finish. No, if you're in the deal of doing the adult and lay down adult and stuff, then it can become a trigger.
Yeah. Never had any interest in any of that.
Lay down in Dalton? You probably
that I do.
You at least did it once. There's proof you did it once.
That's right, at least once, yeah. 22 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Never had any interest in it. No.
We went. We thought about it when we were drunk, sitting around a bonfire. Next day, buddy calls up and goes, "Hey, Dean, you ready? Ready for what? To go to nipples pierce or what? Remember we talked about that last night?" I'm like, damn it! I didn't think you guys would actually do this because I think it was my idea probably. But we all went. First two guys came out and yeah, that's fine. It's fun. I go back there and take off your shirt, and the guy looks at me and goes, "You have the smallest nipples of them all." I'm like, all right, sure. So what, like a little clamp he puts on the left nipple, and needle is like 4 or 5 inches or whatever, and pulls it, and he goes, "You ready? 1, 2, 3." Excuse me, shoves it through. And I tell you, Brian, every ounce of adrenaline hits at your body at one time. It was amazing. I was like, yeah! I'm like, do it again! He goes, all right, I'm going to count. I'm like, don't count, just do it! And if I did it, again, just adrenaline, everything. It was awesome. Yeah, it was so. And then after that, they were functional. And the only thing, I had a child. So I thought to myself, I'm like, do I want to be a 40-year-old dad with nipple rings? I do. I should not have taken them out. That is one regret, is I took them out. But
you thought about getting it redone?
I did, but I don't know, like, if it's with the scar tissue. Is there? I'd have to ask, somebody that knows a little more than that. Because to me, do you want to mess with scar tissue, and is it going to feel the same? Is it going to... So.
You know who you could ask?
Who?
The Bard chatbot, perhaps.
Oh, there you go.
See?
I thought you were going to... Full circle.
There you go.
Full circle.
Maybe, interested to know what it might tell you. Yep.
We should
you can also ask it if you should be a 40-plus-year-old man getting a piercing.
And hopefully it says,
anywhere.
Well, that depends.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a buddy who did the Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, no.
and 3 right across the top.
Mm-mm. No.
Or no. It wasn't that. What? No, that was a different guy. I knew 2 guys. One guy had the 3 across the top, and one had like where down the center, and like it split the pee.
Good Lord.
Like, how do you pee? Like, you gotta sit down at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my only problem with it. It's not that I'm mutilating my dick. It's the idea of that I can't pee right. And that bothers me.
All right.
So what about headlines? We got a little.
What were we talking about?
There.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. So I thought this was kind of interesting here. So Jose Avila. So he's I guess a well-known chef in the Denver, Colorado area.
Okay.
He got some backlash recently after posting about his insect-filled taco.
Oh.
So he has on the menu, amongst other things, scorpion tamales made with chocolate and pineapple.
Okay. I mean, and they're real insects on there?
Real insects. Red worms, red worm tostadas, excuse me.
Okay.
Bone marrow and garlic roasted grasshoppers. Ant larvae tacos. amongst other things, apparently. So it's Aztec-influenced dishes in hopes of educating diners on pre-Hispanic cuisine and a culture that has existed for thousands of years.
And what's the blowback?
It just, some people think it's gross.
What, do you know what that is when you're ordering?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's not.
Well, then what's the problem? Just, if you don't like it, don't go there.
I'm with you. So, but have you, I'm interested to know, is it something that you've ever, would you try it? And then what is some of the, have you tried any unusual dishes?
Yeah, sure have.
Yeah.
I went to a wild game dinner once. And I had bear.
Okay.
I had wild boar. I had, there was snake. There was alligator. I've had kangaroo jerky. I had that actually. That was in Tennessee. Yeah, so I've had a few things.
How was the wild game dinner?
It was good. Mm-hmm. The bear was neat. They put it in like meatball form, and they had fun little cards with the names on them. They called bear balls.
Okay.
You know, tee-hee. But yeah, no, it was tasty.
Is it a restaurant did this?
Oh, boy. No, I think some sort of like moose situation. They had like it was a special dinner that they put together.
Okay.
But it was very good. I'd definitely do it again.
Okay.
I'm very adventurous when it comes to that, because I don't think, well, I know, in my opinion, you cannot say, I don't like that, if you never tried it.
True. Right.
Like, out of all of that, would you have eaten any of those?
I would try some. What I read is it's not that flavorful. It's not like you're eating something that tastes like much of anything. It's just a high protein
and imagine the story.
And they're putting
how many people can say I had
a
scorpion fucking tostada?
I mean, you can look this up, and there's pictures of it, and that's exactly what it looks like.
It has a scorpion in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm game.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, it's like those suckers. You see those suckers with all the worms and the scorpion, the ants and stuff. Mm-hmm. What's the place, Medina?
I was just going to say that Sweets and Geeks has
Sweets
some
and
of that
Geeks
stuff,
and they have chocolate covered ants.
Yeah.
And grasshoppers and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd eat that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, I've tried. I've been as adventurous as you, but I have done like alligator gumbo and bites and stuff, and then like it was a ostrich jerky.
Ooh, that's good.
And that was just nice and lean meat and stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy.
Is there any animal that you would like to try? That maybe. All right, and I'll preface this with that I understand that some of this is going to be illegal, and then we wouldn't actually do it. So, eat shit. Is there an animal like you try? Like for me, I really want to eat a giraffe. I don't know why. But I think I'm curious on what a giraffe would taste like.
I don't know. I think snake would be interesting.
Snake was good. Yeah.
You know. I have had buffalo like burgers, like bison burgers. Those are actually very good, very lean meat.
I've had shark steaks.
I've had swordfish steaks. Those are very good.
Yeah. Frog legs.
Not necessarily exotic, but I did try escargot on a cruise. That was pretty good.
I don't think I've ever had escargot.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
So what would I like to try? I guess maybe the snake or something like that would be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to eat an animal that I think is overly
sentient
and sentient. Right, exactly. So yeah.
So cats are out.
No, God, no.
I mean, let's face it.
No, nothing.
You may have probably eaten cat and you didn't even know.
No, none of that.
No dogs.
No, it's too.
And cooked properly, we're saying no to human.
No.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to see where.
No.
All right. I mean, if there's a good chef and he's like, you know what, I got Frank in the back. He's aged well, very delicious. You're not going.
No.
I'm at least going to get him next to Brussels sprouts and see what happens. That's all.
All right. Yeah. There you go. Maybe we can find recipes on the chat bot thing.
Yes.
That would be an interesting question.
It's a cookbook.
You think you might
get cookbook?
Yeah, maybe get flagged for that. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't
What's
know.
the best way to cook a person?
Yeah, there's certain things you don't cook.
Probably don't want to ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do want to ask the chat AI to play convincing idiots for you.
Yes, that's right. And it'll be like, I don't know what that is.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so last Sunday was the Washington's Kennedy Center. There was like awards that they do for entertainment and comedy royalty, apparently. Well, it's a host of comedic entertainment royalty. It is, Anyway. Mm-hmm. So the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor was awarded to Adam Sandler.
Okay.
So now the question here is, this is our Ask an Idiot segment. Is Adam Sandler, not that he's funny, but do you think, you think about his complete body of work? Now, obviously, it's very extensive.
Yes.
All the way back on, heck, he was on the remote control game show way back in the 80s on MTV. Then he got to start on Saturday Night Live. It was a staple on there. Some of the best years in the entire reign of that show, I think, were in those 80s with Mike Myers and Phil Hartman and Adam Sandler and all those guys. Yeah. So anyway, like plenty of movies. So what do you think? Is he deserving of the award or not so much? Why
Absolutely.
Or why not?
Absolutely.
Why?
You just said it right there. To be on that cast, he may not have been the funniest person on that cast, but he was part of the cast that was the funniest, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And look at the movies. If you single out any movie, not any, they weren't all home runs, especially the ones lately probably aren't the best, the ones on Netflix. But Happy Gilmore, is there a more quotable movie, especially if you're a golfer, other than Caddyshack? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Billy Madison. Those two movies there, you could take those, isolate those, and go, this is his body work. And somebody would go, wow, that guy's fucking brilliant. He's a comedic genius. Mm-hmm. I think you, or people of what I think you might be thinking, that thinks the opposite of that is that you're taking the giant body of work, which, mathematical average might put it down lower. Mm-hmm. I go on the memorable movies for me. Because you think about there's other actors out there that if you looked at their whole body, if you went to their IMDb page, the whole body of work would take them down on an average if you let it.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Many actors, you're right.
And so I don't think you can do that just because some of his newer stuff didn't quite hit. Mm-hmm. I think with his early stuff alone solidifies that he deserves that.
Okay.
What about you?
My initial thought was, I'm not so sure, because I'm thinking of some of the newer movies that were kind of clunkers, mm-hmm. right? But then again, like you say, you have to pause and think back on, like you said, is the complete body of work. And you know what? And there's not, really, if you really pause and think about it, there's not a lot of, there's definitely some, but not a lot, where somebody started on Saturday Night Live mm-hmm. and had a great run. Right. He was funny on Saturday Night Live. There were definitely plenty of very good appearances from his just showing up and singing a guitar on the news. Yep. He had very memorable characters, reoccurring characters on there. He developed like Opera Man. I think Opera Man was one of the funniest things that ever was on the news. Sure. I thought that was great.
He had his own CD out at one time. Which was
the stand-up career. And then went on to make more than one decent movie. There's definitely more halfway decent or good than mm-hmm. maybe not so good movies in his library. And he certainly had He's shown some ability to do some more dramatic roles as well.
Right.
You know,
Which again, doesn't really pertain to this, but as the body of his career, it
exactly.
helps.
Yeah, right. So this is focused on the comedy part here, though. So.
But I agree with you. Some of his, I mean, shit. The movie Click.
Yeah,
is
it's a good one.
A really good movie.
Absolutely.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at, all right, for example, if you think about
Wedding
it this
Singer
way.
was great.
I did not see Wedding Singer.
That's a good one. That's a nice movie, yeah, with Drew Barrymore.
The only one I couldn't get through is the Little Nicky.
Yeah.
I know Nick loves it, but I could never get through it.
If you're like a heavy metal fan, you can get through that one. But if you're not so much,
it's
then
the
that's
voice.
tough
It's
to
him
get
doing
through.
that character. It's just annoying as piss.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Oh, but what I was saying was, look at it, Bob Dylan.
Sure.
If you would take Bob Dylan's full career and show somebody like at the end, or not, he's still going. Actually, I think he has a new album coming out. But towards his latter side, or the 80s, 90s, to where he's doing the like stuff that's probably people aren't listening to. Are you going to go, yes, that's Bob Dylan. That's the musical icon, genius. No, you call him that because of what he did in the 60s. And
Yep.
So I think the same plays here.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and certainly he's one of the most successful comedians ever.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
far as financially and everything else. So
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we do believe he's deserving of the award overall.
Absolutely.
But
congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. So do you think that way out there? If you're listening or watching, we want to hear from you. Yeah. Is he deserving of it or not? Why or why not?
Let us know in all those comments, or email us at convincingidiots
at gmail.com. Yeah, absolutely. All right, good stuff. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with our main segment this evening. Yeah, so the fourth installment of the John Wick movies comes out this coming weekend. So, of course, when this airs, it would have opened this past weekend, but
we're living in a time machine
living in a time machine, exactly right. Maybe it's opening on St. Patrick's Day somehow. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure how that happened, but so you got us. That's right. So it got us talking about John Wick certainly is one of the more successful franchises lately in the action movie genre, with Keanu Reeves playing that role now for the fourth time. So it got us talking about successful, or not successful, but our favorite action movie characters. So we're going to talk about that after the break. 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to segment 3 of Convincing Idiots, episode
134.
134. Look at that. We are now at the main event. And this week's main topic is action heroes. Well, our Mt Rushmore of action heroes from a franchise, right?
Yeah, multiple movies.
Multiple movies.
Yep.
Okay. So, like everybody has their superheroes out there, whether it be portrayed by Sylvester Stallone or, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Might be Nick's favorite action hero. Mine, personally, would be Aaron Blake, if you ask me.
Of course.
Can I spin a yarn for you? Since we're talking about Aaron Blake, let me tell you about Blake Insurance.
Please.
Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located where? Right here, Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, even business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. Let me tell you, you want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com. And when you do that, you're going to get your free, do you believe me? I'm telling the truth, free 5-minute quote today. And if you do, well, you're already part of the idiots, so. But if you do, tell them the idiot sent you.
Excellent.
Thank you. So, also, you're going to have your favorite, but I'm going to have my favorite. Mm-hmm. But as a collective, the Mt Rushmore of action heroes. Let's get into that. Mm-hmm. And I really did that spiel just for the read.
I know.
So I ran. I'm like, anyway, I have nowhere else to go after that. All right. So you have your Mt Rushmore. I have mine. Mm-hmm. I've been reading my notes down here, but let's get them up here in front of me. Easier because I'm an old man now. All right. You want to go first?
Sure. So it's our idiot Mt Rushmore. So we're doing 5 instead of 4 because we're allowed.
And we're idiots.
That's right. My number 1 action movie character across multiple. Now this character's been in 20 movies, 25, maybe 25 movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. A very long running franchise. My favorite character, probably all the way around. How about James Bond?
Sure.
Yes. So. Obviously everybody knows James Bond, played by multiple actors throughout many years. Everybody has his or her personal favorites. I thought the last, Daniel Craig's run was fantastic.
Right.
I really liked the darker version of James Bond, but I grew up with Roger Moore in the 80s. It just had different personalities of the actor. They
did, but all of them shared that coolness. Like all of them were the perfect amount of cool to kick ass.
Yes. Right.
And all of them portrayed it, perfectly for their time, I think.
Yeah, it just if you're at least for me anyway, of all thinking about all the action movie characters, mm-hmm. If you could imagine as a man, who would you like to be? If you could pick any action star to be and experience the life of
James Bond.
James Bond will be way up there.
Absolutely.
I would have to imagine.
100%.
Just from the whole spy to his ability with women and his knowledge of everything from wine and food and just kicking ass, like you say. License to Kill, the whole thing.
He knows how to properly order a drink and steal your girl in one sentence.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
Any better?
No, it's...
Well, I'm going to try.
Go ahead.
I mean, not me personally. I'm not much of an action guy. I coughed and I threw out my back. It was awful.
Yeah, you could barely walk and chew gum.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave the action stars to people like John McClane.
Yes.
Portrayed by Bruce Willis in all of the Die Hard movies. I think he exemplifies what you want to see, especially from people like us or people like me who will throw their back out just by coughing, because he seems like the everyday man.
Yeah.
He's not going to the gym and he's not a special forces unit.
Right.
He is just a cop trying to get through his day, put in extraordinary situations, and he overcame. Mm-hmm. Maybe some movies got a little wild, but let's focus on the first 3, right?
Yeah.
John McClane is again. Mine's not in best to worst, random order. Mt Rushmore, Bruce Willis as John McClane.
Yeah, great one. And you think about that, it's like he just didn't necessarily look the part.
Right. His hair was receding.
Yeah, I mean, he was good shape, you know, but he did not look like an action movie star in that first movie. And but you're right, man. That's just pulled it off incredible. That is a movie that I watch it every, people argue, is it a Christmas movie or not? Even Bruce Willis himself has said it's not a Christmas movie. But you know what? It has Christmas themes. It's become a tradition.
Right.
I watch it every holiday season. Enjoy it every time.
Absolutely.
So,
and number 3 is underrated. With Samuel L. Jackson.
I can't.
It is
remember.
It's a puzzle movie. Also,
okay.
Like they have to figure out puzzles and like the buddy dynamic, hatred buddy, whatever you want to call it, dynamic between the two. I love number 3.
I have to rewatch.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, if I remember that was
right.
the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that one.
Okay.
I went to theater to see, actually.
Yeah, great franchise, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to give you. I love Quentin Tarantino movies.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do as well.
Absolutely.
The Bride, Uma Thurman. The Bride, Kill Bill 1 and 2.
And you gave me her full name before.
Yeah, Beatrix Kiddo.
Beatrix Kiddo. What a great name.
Yeah, it's a great name. So when you watch the movie, he's always calling her Kiddo throughout the entire. And didn't realize till later it was her actual name he was calling her.
I did until this moment. I was this year's old.
Yeah, that's right.
Until I
David
realized
Carradine.
that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, just
Kick ass.
yeah. So yeah, she was brilliant in those two movies. So since it was more than one movie, it does constitute as a multiple movie action
100%
character.
agree.
Yeah, I can't think of any, at least not many other female action heroes much better than Uma Thurman in those
You would
movies.
have to go closer to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right?
Michelle Yeoh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know.
And if she was in multiple ones, she would definitely be on that list.
She very well might, as far as martial arts movies, and
Right.
we just
She's
don't
a
know the
badass.
characters. But yeah, so love that. Kill Bill 1 and 2, The Bride.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go, and we might have a little argument, but you might agree with me. I don't know. I'm going to go a young man named Han Solo.
Sure.
Multiple movies. He was the act. I didn't go Luke Skywalker because that was a little more space science fiction.
Yeah.
Han Solo was a little more down to earth based, and the all of the things that he got put into throughout those movies were a little more action star related.
They're sci-fi action movies, Star Wars
Right.
movies. That's yeah.
But he was put into like some events just like John McClane would have been, you know. And he was the everyday smuggler. He didn't go and look to get into the battle with the Empire. He was the everyday guy who got thrown into the situation and thrived.
Sure.
So, Harrison Ford, Han Solo, Star Wars.
No argument here.
All right.
And then we'll just we'll give Harrison Ford another nod in Indiana Jones on my list.
Absolutely.
So, such a cool character. First three movies, Dynamite, the Crystal Skull, I think we agree is like, Definitely looking forward to the new one coming out this summer, I think it is.
Absolutely.
Right? Harrison Ford. And you knew he was the same actor as Han Solo, obviously. But he played the roles differently. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't Han Solo wearing a hat.
Star. Like, he's a fucking movie star.
Yeah, he definitely had a whole different personality to Indiana Jones versus Han Solo with his whole demeanor. I also love the dynamic of him being the college professor.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously he was a very intelligent man. I like when he's all
Or just
cleaned
to see,
up
like,
and
all
everything.
the girls swooning over him, and he, like, probably doesn't even realize it. It's so good. He's so, again, shrinking. Apple TV, man. You have to watch it. Okay. For him alone.
Sure.
It's a quick 9-episode season. He's so good. Everything that comes out of his mouth is gold.
Okay. I'll check that out. So, Indiana Jones. So that's 3... Actually, I actually had John McClane as well. So we had an overlap on that one too.
All right.
I did not have Han Solo, but I did have John McClane. So
okay.
What do you got next?
I have got Martin Riggs. Mel Gibson in the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah. Good one.
Again, he was... I know as a kid watching that, he was like the first action hero that was flawed.
Yeah.
Like, deeply. Like, yes, there's some that have these problems, or they can't get off the booze, and they're drinking.
Yeah, it was suicidal.
He was like real life fucked up.
Yeah.
And it helped, yes, in his fighting and stuff, because of not caring and whatnot, but like, he was, especially when that movie came out, like, I was, you're very impressionable at a certain age. And he's it just that character resonated with me.
Sure.
Not the whole suicidal part. That came till later. But as a kid, no, that really hit home. I really liked the vulnerability of him and the comedy. Like he could easily roll the vulnerability into comedic timing easily.
Yeah.
So
It was Danny Glover, right? Who played the other guy?
yeah, Danny Glover
Danny
as
Glover,
Murtaugh.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys played really well.
Yep.
They help each other. Yeah.
I have heard rumors that there are another ones coming.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
The money's there.
Money's definitely there.
Do it.
Absolutely.
As long as you bring Joe Pesci back, that's all I care about.
You know, I have again those movies.
Chris
too.
Rock.
That's right.
We have to bring Chris Rock because he was married to what's his name, Murtaugh's daughter,
Right.
or at least they were getting married. They could easily explain that they didn't. So
I haven't watched those in years, and you forget the first one is also holiday themed, set around Christmas time as well. So, yeah, I need to go back and rewatch those.
and with the
A long
bad
time.
guy being fucking Gary Busey.
That's right.
Come on,
Gosh.
great movies.
Yeah. Okay. I loved him in the 80s. I went to see him in the theater,
sure.
I think, the whole thing. But, yeah. Okay, good one. And so my fifth one, I'll give you Schwarzenegger, The Terminator.
You have 5?
Yeah, so this...
Oh,
so
we had an overlap.
We had an overlap.
Yeah.
So I have James Bond, Indiana Jones,
Okay.
John McClane,
Yep.
The Bride, and The Terminator.
Okay.
So, obviously, Schwarzenegger played him in different movies. What's interesting, too, is that the character in itself was different in every
Right.
movie.
They're not the same entity.
Right, which is very interesting. Obviously, the first, I mean, you all know the movies here. So, that's what made the character even more interesting, was that he's a ruthless killer in the first one, of course. The second one, he becomes the hero.
Right.
And then in the newer one, which I still haven't seen.
You didn't see the dark whatever, but where he was
No.
like the old Terminator.
I need to watch it just for the sake of watching it.
No, it was
but-
actually not bad.
Yeah, I heard
I
some
didn't-
things that I was like.
I watched some of the other ones that got confusing and like confused the timeline and shit.
Yeah.
But we did go and see the newest one where he's an old Terminator, and it was fun.
Okay. All right, I will go back and watch it.
It was for what a Terminator movie is, and it's easily explained why he's old because you're like, how
The skin ages.
Yeah, like they
This
explain
living
it.
skin over the robot, so the
Right.
skin ages. Okay, yeah,
He was married.
It's fine.
It's
Which
Terminator.
makes zero sense, but it's okay.
Again, they explain it, and
Okay.
it's you walk away going, all right, why not?
'Cause
Sure.
the skin, I guess, would age and eventually.
And that's the least worries
I don't
with
know.
this concept.
Sure. Yeah.
There's some surprises. The rest of the cast is really good.
Okay.
It's a fun action. She comes back.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's badass as always.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, you could have put her on that list
You definitely could.
because I mean, she's badass.
Sure. What does that or right now? To honorable mention.
There
Sarah
you go,
Connor.
honorable mentions
Yeah,
right
you
there.
go. So the Terminator. There you go. Schwarzenegger, one of his best characters all the way around. And the first two movies are.
And you find out he has
Two
a
of
name.
God.
I won't get it. Watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Okay. So that's my 5, and I have honorable mentions. We'll get to
All right.
those in a minute, though. So what else?
I'm down. I'm to 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Harry Callahan, Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry.
Yeah. Go ahead, make my day.
Right. I mean, talking about icon. I mean, it is not only action, but like just film itself icon.
Yeah.
You don't get much better than Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, you don't really see those type. I don't know, just the grizzled.
Right.
Cop
They don't do
has
it
had
anymore.
enough.
They won't do it anymore. Like they can't. I
Yeah.
mean, with all the
Cop walking around
social,
the 44 Magnum.
right, just murdering people on the streets. You couldn't do that today.
No.
Yes, it would be problematic.
Well, again, those started in the 70s, and the
Sure.
70s had some, just as we said with Slapshot earlier, just some crazy movies in the
They
70s.
didn't mind insulting people.
No, they certainly did not.
So
And then it sort of culminated into it was like mid 80s.
sure, it went for a long time.
Yeah, I remember going to see the last movie in the theater in the mid 80s. Took took a date to that, actually, which was a strange choice on my
It
part
is a
here. But we had a great time watching it.
I hope
I was
you
like, oh
cut
my God. But I remember seeing it. It was like, oh, it's a Dirty Harry movie.
Right.
We got to go see that.
And she was okay with it?
She was okay with it. We actually dated for a while after that.
Wow.
I don't know how.
Well, she stuck with it, huh?
Don't know how that happened, but
Cut the hole
maybe it was
in the
Dirty
bottom of
Harry.
the popcorn
barrel.
barrel.
Not quite, but yeah. But yeah, I remember even in the 80s we had to, go ahead and make my day shirts and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, good one. Well, that's your fourth. What's your fifth one then,
My
sir?
fifth.
We're probably going to have overlaps in the honorable mentions, I'm sure. Go ahead.
My fifth is Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
That's an action movie. Like, there's a
You could
lot
say.
of action. I mean,
Sure.
Nobody's getting shot or killed, but
You can, yeah, you
it's
can
an
argue.
action movie, sports
Action,
movie.
drama, sure. You could say that.
Same. If Han Solo can be on my list, I think Rocky should be on my list.
Yeah.
Overcoming adversity.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he had he was mentally challenged in one of the movies, and then it disappeared. There was a whole. He went through a whole gamut of life cycles.
Yeah, he certainly
Rocky did. But
Yeah.
no, I love those movies. I consider them action movies. They have every element. There's bad guys that you have to overcome.
Yeah.
There is adversity training. You drop, you
Death.
fall from grace, death,
Yeah.
vengeance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an action movie.
Sure.
I'm going with Rocky. Sylvester Stallone.
The man trained by lifting a hay wagon.
Sure.
I mean, come on.
Right. I trained by lifting
See
12
Harrison
ounces.
Ford. I mean, Han Solo wasn't doing that shit.
No.
Nope. Very good. Okay, so what's your recap? Your five.
My five. I have John McClane of Die Hard, Han Solo of Star Wars, Martin Riggs of Lethal Weapon, Harry Callahan of Dirty Harry, and Rocky Balboa of Rocky.
Good. Do you have any honorable mentions?
You say yours because I want to wait to. Because I want to hear yours first because I like
Sure.
hearing your voice.
Okay. Well, two that it was very close to making my top five. How about Stallone again? John Rambo.
See, you know what? I honestly was going to put him in place of Rocky, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to. I tried not to do overlaps, and I was almost positive that you were going to do Rambo.
Yeah.
So that's why I did not do him.
Yeah, and we've talked about the Rambo movies, and again, I had not watched the Rambo movies all through the 80s, which is crazy. Not until last year.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen any of them through
Okay.
all the 80s, and I thought they were kind of goofy, and the concept
Well, they
at the time
are.
seemed goofy. So I sat out and I went through them like in a little stint last summer, fall, wherever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And the first one was, that was not an action-y type. That was a very dramatic movie, as you know. But then it really, took it up a notch and kind of got goofy in the second and third. But they were fun movies.
Well, the first one, the original ending that they filmed
Got killed,
Well, he
right?
killed himself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But the
yeah.
test audience hated it so much that they went back and reshot it.
Yeah. Well, good for Stallone and his career. Right. You're at it. So, yeah, John Rambo, do you have another?
Now I can give you my
Sure.
honorable mentions. I'm going to go with Neo from The Matrix.
Okay, yeah. Sure, Keanu Reeves there too.
Yeah.
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
He is, again, has all the qualities. Kick-ass fight scenes.
Sure.
Innovative fight scenes.
Yeah.
What more do you need from an action star than Keanu Reeves?
No, that's great. I'll give you another one of him too, John Wick. We just talked about that. So again, John
There you
Wick 4, as we said in the last segment, opens up this coming weekend. If you're listening to this now, it was this past weekend. When I first came, I didn't watch it in the theater because I remember thinking, I'm not getting Keanu Reeves in this killer. I'm like, what is this about? Is Keanu Reeves kicking? I'm like, I don't get it. I can't visualize it. I don't get it. And when I watched the first one, I was like, oh my God, this is fabulous.
Yeah.
His whole demeanor and the look, the long hair, the beard, the black suit,
He's a badass.
He is fantastic, and he does a lot of his own fighting scenes
Really?
too. Oh yeah, yeah, a lot of the hand-to-hand combat type stuff. I mean, that's a lot of that is him doing those types of things, which takes it to another level. So it's terrific.
I told you offline is that I went and I watched like the first 45 minutes to an hour of the first one, and I was hooked. Mm-hmm. And then something came up, and I was working, so I had to do stuff, and then I didn't get to go back, and I'm like, I got to make sure I go watch this, and I just for some reason just never got back to watch it.
Yeah,
but you say they're on HBO?
They were on HBO Max. The first 3, and again, it's a continuous story each movie. Yeah. And the crux of this, the concept is so great. You killed my dog and took my car.
Right.
You will die.
Makes sense.
That's it. I'm coming after you.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so I just said John Wick. Do you have another honorable mention?
I will get to one, but like I was looking at this website and they have some of these listed, and this one shouldn't be on as an action movie, and B, why do they have it written as Harold Potter?
No.
Instead of Harry Potter, they have it written Harold Potter franchise.
No.
It's very strange.
Yeah, neither Harry nor Harold Potter is on this list. No.
Right.
No.
I mean, you could go any one of the Expendable movies. I mean, with the cast there. But I've never seen any of these movies, but you see so much about them, and you see so many commercials. So many people have seen them because they made a shit ton of money. Fast and Furious. Like Vin Diesel and Fast and Furious, they've done 10 of them. You know what I mean? So, I mean...
Amazing.
They keep making money.
I mean, think about that. It's like, next to, of all these franchises we're talking about here...
It's probably one of the highest grossing.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
But far as number of movies...
but
you have James Bond and Mission... And you have James Bond and Fast and Furious. It's crazy.
You can't make 10 movies and not make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's kind of unfair to judge it by how much money it's made. Because
they're definitely popular characters.
I mean, that's true.
Something's happening. So we definitely had overlaps in honorable mention. I'll just mention I had Dirty Harry. I had Martin Riggs, Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
One you did not have, though, how about Jason Bourne? Now, you haven't watched these movies,
I haven't.
Matt Damon as Jason Bourne. Again, that was another one where I like Matt Damon, great actor, but again, when those first came out, I'm like,
do I buy him as an action star?
Yeah, and again, excuse me, like Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And now they have the series on, I think it's Amazon Prime, with John Krasinski playing Jason.
No.
That's something else?
No, he's playing Jack Ryan.
That's right, Jack Ryan. That's right. I got the characters mixed up. Anyway, the Bourne movies, Bourne Identity, so there's like 3 or 4 of these
Bourne
movies.
Ultimatum was one of them.
Great movies. Matt Damon's great. The storyline is interesting. Definitely worth checking out. So, Jason Bourne.
All right. I was watching this YouTube video, or it was TikTok, I think. And it was a video of like they were... It was like somebody's back away from a restaurant counter, McDonald's counter, and their fight scene, right? And real life. And some lady throws a chair, and the employee behind the counter, just at the last second, fucking just grabs it and just in one motion just throws it to the side. And then it cuts to the guy in the Bourne movies, the one of the CIA guys. He goes, oh, my God, that's Jason Bourne.
That's great.
So
I had to look that up.
Actually, I was just watching that today.
Yeah.
All right, one of these in here, Bourne's on here. Where was it? Oh yeah, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Ethan Hunt is the character. He's on my honorable mention as well. Tom
Ethan
Cruise.
Hunt.
Yep. Yeah.
They're fun action movies, and like you said, does all the stunts.
Yeah.
They give you all of the ridiculousness that you want in an action movie.
I haven't watched the last couple.
I haven't either.
You had no particular reason other than I'm just like, But
But when you do watch them, you're like, okay, this is entertaining.
It's entertaining. And Tom Cruise is great in that role.
Right.
Absolutely. Those movies would not continue on without Tom Cruise and his efforts.
As they shouldn't.
You know,
I mean, there's questions as they should with him in there, but all right,
not because of him, just because it's like,
just like the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Enough, okay?
Right.
We get you like money. You've proven it.
Yeah.
Enough.
Absolutely. I got one more here for you.
All right, go ahead, because I'm out. So this is it.
Ripley.
Yes.
The Alien movies.
Absolutely.
Sigourney Weaver. So, again, one of the earlier, I'm sure there's others as well, but one of the earlier huge female action stars, arguably.
Totally.
You know? From the original Alien, she was kind of, but she rose up, and obviously, then Alien 2 is a whole other level for that character.
When you're a kid...
Aliens, I should say, yeah.
When you're a kid, you have all of these movies that blend together timeline-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember or whatever when you saw it, what you saw first.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I have this memory of seeing Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters, and not being able to wrap my head around that it's the same badass from Alien.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And again.
Acting,
of course, Alien came out first, but I don't think I saw Alien at the time.
Yeah,
we were in the age of VHS, and you rent and you see and you watch.
Sure.
But yeah, my little brain just was so confused the first time because I couldn't understand this same sweet woman who's flirting with Peter Venkman is, such a kick-ass alien killer. Yeah, it was very cool. She's amazing in that part. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did one more with her. I know didn't they kill her at the end probably? I would guess.
Remember.
Seems like something they would do.
I can't remember now.
Okay.
I need to go back and rewatch those too. Yeah.
But all those movies can have time travel and cloning and
you can do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, so I think while you're talking about that, so actors in general that's played these type of roles.
Okay.
Do you look at them different? Not, but do you look at them differently?
Good
Like
question.
is there some
Can
added?
one role change your perspective?
Yeah, is it just not that they can't play other roles,
but you always see them as that.
Yeah, maybe it's always see them as that, or are you just a little extra excited?
Okay.
To see them in something because they played such a kick-ass action character.
Sure. I mean, that's actually, isn't that the role, the actor's life of an action star? You want to be in that one role that kind of rolls you to the next, to the next, to the next. It's kind of what made Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You start in Conan, the Barbarian, but I mean, maybe not be the great, but for the time,
it was I loved
for the time period, right? And then so you're excited.
It was like wow,
and then you see him in Terminator, and it just keeps getting better. Terminator, like holy shit! And then you're seeing him in Running Man. You know what I mean? Like, and I know I'm skipping a lot of movies, but like, it just progresses. Same as Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. The only one that maybe defies that is Keanu Reeves. Who I just read an article, and what was the movie with Bigelow? She directed it. Where they're robbing the banks. It was
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
She wouldn't do the movie without him because she swore up and down she could make this guy an action star. He was known for Bill and Ted. Yeah. And all of these different weird quirky funny. But she goes, I can make him an action star. And she kind of did. After Point Break, you go, oh yeah. And then Speed, holy shit.
That's right.
So yeah, I think one role, in which was Point Break, for him, can make everybody see you in a different light and be excited for the next. Because there's the rumors now that Keanu Reeves is going to be in Marvel.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right, and he was just on promoting John Wick. We talked about this on a prior episode there, but he helped create a comic book character, Berserker. I didn't know the name. I couldn't think of the name. Of course, we could look it up online, but Berserker, and they're going to make he said it on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon this week. Netflix is going to make a Berserker movie. So
that's not Marvel, though. That's
not Marvel.
That's a different comic book.
It's an independent comic line, but it's a superhero. It's like a demigod type superhero that Keanu Reeves is going to play, that he created. He's going to play it in this Netflix movie, apparently. So that'll be interesting. But beyond that, give me him in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me anything at this point. I mean, he's proven himself.
Yeah.
Every one of these people on our list has proven themselves.
Yeah.
All right, from Bruce Willis to Sylvester Stallone, and all of these guys, everything that all of them have in common is not only they are doing action, but they can give you the drama.
Yeah.
They can give you a drama movie. And which ones? Bruce Willis has done some comedy. Harrison Ford, again. Watch that show.
Clint Eastwood has been in some... I mean, you take him, you could put him. It was Harry, but prior to that, he was the Man with No Name, the classic westerns. And then he certainly made a lot of dramatic roles since. You can argue that many of these actors and actresses, you're right, have gone on to give you other types of dramatic roles. And
speaking of, just to bring it, because you brought up Clint Eastwood, what was the name of the movie? He was he was Secret Service. John Malkovich was the guy trying to assassinate the president. Hold on. If you've never seen this movie.
Okay.
But who else do you have that fits that mold there?
Well, something else that fits the mold of it is, it gives you a lot of excitement, right?
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of adrenaline, a lot of drama, just kind of gets you, if I may say, charged up, right? Is an electric bike from one of our sponsors, the RPM Bike Shop. Let's just start right there. So,
absolutely,
RPM Bike Shop out of Carrollton, Ohio, family-owned business, quality electric bikes at an affordable price. You can find them on Facebook, or give them a call at 330-808-7792. They have a website as well. Go check them out and bring some action into your life. Your miserable, boring life
can be fixed with an electric bike.
That's right.
All right, that movie, Clear and Present Danger.
Ah, yes, okay.
That was a great movie. Renee Zellweger. Not Renee.
Zellweger.
But it's not her. It was Renee Russo. And I know it was a Renee.
Okay. All right.
I couldn't pronounce the name because it wasn't her. My brain knew. So it's like, I'm not going to let you say it because she's not the one in the movie. Renee Russo.
Okay. All right.
So that's everybody I have. My honorable mentions, your honorable mentions. I think we did it. I think we saved the world.
I think we have.
Because we, my friend, are action stars.
Yes. That's right. That's right. I don't know if any of these movies won Oscars necessarily.
Maybe not. I don't think so.
Trying to think
Rocky.
about it. Rocky did.
Rocky.
That's right. We talked about that last week. Rocky won. Didn't win Best Picture.
Yep.
So we at least had one that won a golden statue. Right? I'm trying to find a way to work into a Golden Heart tattoo. Our final sponsor.
I thought you were just wanting to talk about Golden Head Dean.
Yes, that would have been it. That would have been better. That would have been better. No, I'm kidding. So, watching Golden Head Dean reminds me of our final sponsor, Golden Heart Tattoos, very close by, like 5 minutes from here or so, in Norton.
It's walkable.
Ohio. It is. It's walkable if you have the time. Absolutely. So, maybe you want to get a tattoo of Han Solo, or the bride or something like that. I don't know. They could do that for you, I'm sure.
I'm actually going to see Scotty next weekend for WrestleMania.
Very excellent.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's going to come over and watch WrestleMania with me.
Good. They bringing his tattoo gun? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think he's going to leave that at home and just bring some beer.
Okay. Well, that's all right, too, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you can call Scott when he is working at 234-706-2982. Then work on all three of us.
That's right.
You can find them online, goldenhearttattoos.com.
Whole sleeve.
And on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton, Norton, on Facebook if you're in the Northeast Ohio area.
If you will.
That's right. Make yourself an action star.
Right.
Get yourself a tattoo.
Because with your just stupid skin that you have, you're nothing.
Too plain.
You put ink all over there, action star. Guaranteed.
Right. Hides the white pastiness.
That's right.
Or flabbiness or whatever. Absolutely. Yeah.
Come on. Your parents are already disappointed in you. Might as well give them a reason.
Or more reasons.
More reasons.
More That's besides listening or watching this.
So you're implying that their parents have a good reason why they're disappointed in them already. I would give them the benefit of the doubt.
The only parent who's not disappointed in anything around this is probably Jen.
That's true.
Yeah.
She has no reason.
Yeah. I'm not sure she's watching or listening that Nick's not on.
She's watching. She's watching.
Yeah. Maybe more intently.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She now can focus on her true, focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Jen's pride and joy is not here.
Yep.
To give us the outro. So we're just going to remind people.
Sure.
Where we could be found and heard. So you might be listening to us.
Maybe we can do a tag team. We'll go back and forth. See.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can remember here.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's start there.
All right.
So where can we be heard?
In Jen's closet when nobody's looking.
Sure.
No, that's not right.
Well, it's partially right.
Facebook. You can find us on Facebook.
Absolutely. At Convincing Idiot, we found on Facebook. We can also be found on YouTube.
YouTube, that's right. You can find us on Twitter. Convincing Idiots. There's an S on there because an idiot put it together and messed it up. So
there's no S actually. At
there's
Convincing Idiot.
And an idiot's telling you. Whatever.
Instagram.
Yep. TikTok.
We're on TikTok as well. Find us at Convincing Idiots on TikTok. It's really Convincing Idiots really about everywhere you look. Podcast.
On your Apple Podcast.
Google, Spotify.
Pandora.
I don't know about Pandora.
Okay.
We're on Amazon Music.
This is why I don't do
That's right.
the outro.
We're on Amazon Music.
That's right.
Yep. About anywhere you listen to podcasts. If you have a smart speaker, you can also ask it to play the Convincing Idiots podcast, and she will do that for you.
You could ask that Google AI. I
could.
guarantee you they're going to find us.
Absolutely. That's right.
Bosco Media. I know that.
That's right. Bosco Media.
Along with It Came From Gen X.
That's right.
Those fellas are on there too.
Exactly right.
Handsome fellas, if you ask me.
That's right. And all show information, again, can be found on our Linktree page. Just Google Linktree.
Tree of links.
Convincing Idiots. And all of our stuff will be there for you. And our website.
At Convincing Idiots at Google. Right.
Convincing Idiots.
WordPress. No.
That's a WordPress one.
WordPress. Okay. See.
ConvincingIdiots.wordpress.com.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all right.
Do you think he has it written down? He probably did at the beginning. Now he just has better memory.
He just knows it. Yeah. By now. Yeah.
Like, I don't have the memory.
Yeah.
Do you realize how many brain cells I've killed? I don't remember.
Just shooting this podcast alone for 134 episodes.
That's
just
right.
Many brain cells have been killed amongst the three of us.
That's true. That is true.
That's a long time.
Well, but we do it for the love of the game and the love of the fans. So we do thank you.
That's right. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. For Convincing Idiots, I am Gen X Brian.
I am the Zennial Dean.
And have we convinced you to kick ass and come back and listen to next week's episode?
Hey, Dean with Convincing Idiots. Brian and Nick here. Like and subscribe.